Just shut up and do your job.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Theje's Catalog, the alphabetical trek through my Steam library. What I'm playing through today is one of Activision's biggest moneymakers, the Call of Duty series on the PC, save for Ghosts. That game still costs $60. Screw that. The first Call of Duty game landed on PC in late 2003. It takes place during the second part of the Great War because apparently World War I wasn't interesting or bloody enough. In Call of Duty, you are a paratrooper. You fall out of the sky from a giant bird, land on the ground safely thanks to an oversized blanket, and shoot people that speak a different language than you. How ignorant. Along the way, you blow things up in the most spectacular way you can in 2003, and follow a bunch of people that run like What? What, I can't say that? What, I'm sorry, the R word? Did you just call it the R word? Are you kidding? What? Fine. Part of Call of Duty's appeal was the fact that it could run on most of the available hardware of its day, even my old GeForce 2 MX card. It was also the true birth of the cinematic gaming experience, raising the bar for its peers and setting in motion a future of exponentially increasing production costs and stringent industry standards, followed by the ultimate destruction of creative expression in AAA gaming titles. Thanks, Call of Duty. Moving on, Call of Duty 2 embarked on the same path, this time giving players a comprehensive Great War experience from multiple cultural viewpoints. How's that for tolerance? Call of Duty 2 also used an upgraded graphics engine that produced the largest visual improvement in the entire series. A small setback to this was that it required a heavier GPU to run. I didn't get satisfactory visuals until I used a GeForce 6800 GS to run it, and thankfully, your comrades don't look as, as stupid when they run. Call of Duty 3 never came to the PC, being only on consoles, only playable with a controller, and having a Canadian story campaign. These made for a trifecta of I don't give a rat's ass. Moving on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare thankfully brought the fight to the terrorists before the 9/11 hype wore off. Yes, after the Nazi nipples were hard and dry, we finally got to kill us some terrorists, just like we wanted to do for the last 6 years. This vehicle for Republican propaganda set off a new story arc that kicked off an episodic series spanning 3 games. It used an improved engine from Call of Duty 2, making great advances in special effects and lighting, and also throwing in a bunch of extra details and foliage. And yes, this game also marked the birth of contemporary COD multiplayer and blah blah blah, trying to keep the video short here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 made us the terrorists in an infamous airport sequence that Democrats didn't give enough crap about to ban. After all, playing COD multiplayer was the cool thing now, just like it was to vote for Obama. Admit it. When Modern Warfare 2 hit the scene, I was just beginning my notebook review series and had my trusty Asus G50 VT with a mobile 9800M GS GPU. It was reliable enough to let me pwn noobs and enjoy the multiplayer in high details. To tell the truth, I played the single player campaign for the first time for this video. Yep, that's right. On the other hand, there are 183 multiplayer hours on the log. What you got? Next down the line is the first Black Ops title. This game was so good, I played it all from memory. Cause the whole game is just the guy's memory. In this game, you're tied to a chair while 2 a-holes give you pennies for your thoughts. And by pennies, I mean they shock you. How pleasant. Black Ops takes place after the events of World at War, another game that I've never cared about but can't remember why. The multiplayer aspect has sucked away 151 hours of my life, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit that it was well spent. The online play had a slightly different feel to it than the Modern Warfare series, but looking at the gameplay footage, there's no obvious reason why. It just felt different, that's all. What was definitely done wrong with Black Ops was the hardware requirements. All of a sudden there was a sharp increase in the horsepower demand that threw off a lot of players with only mainstream configurations. Like me, for instance, with my Dell XPS notebook housing the Radeon 5730 GPU. Black Ops no likey that GPU in high details, oh no. With Modern Warfare 3, it was once again Infinity Ward's turn to take a crack at it. Imagine, if you will, that Treyarch and Infinity Ward had been playing their own little version of give me something bigger and better. Well, Modern Warfare 3 was just that. The multiplayer experience was mostly the same, but you had to get the latest version since Activision allowed the hacker population to run rampant in the previous titles. Then you had to deal with the same cheater BS as soon as 3 weeks into the current game anyway. Still, this didn't keep me from losing 83 more hours shooting at other players on the interwebs. Around that time, I was using the Clevo notebook with the GTX 460M, and with that GPU and an SSD, dominating the scene wasn't much of a challenge, apart from the X-ray wankers, of course. And then Black Ops 2 is hopefully the last Call of Duty I will involve myself with. Despite the fact that I've haunted the multiplayer sporadically over the past 2 years, I've still only given up 85 hours with this title. Luckily, I've never been without a capable gaming PC to play it with, whether it be a notebook or a desktop rig. But with the release of Ghosts and the looming threat of cheaters, I dare not venture back now. If I decide to feed the need for some COD multiplayer goodness, I suppose I'll pick up a copy of Ghosts, but only when it's on sale. Since I always have a bottom line for these videos, here's another one. Since the single-player campaigns are so short, the only way to get a good value out of an older Call of Duty game is when it's on sale, since the multiplayer servers won't serve your expectations for the older titles. If you're playing the latest one, however, you'll always get way more than your money's worth. In conclusion, I'm going to shut the hell up now. This has been a review of the Call of Duty series here on Theje's catalog. Go ahead and thumbs me up, please share this video, subscribe, and take a guess at what game I'll be featuring next in the alphabetical series. Thanks for watching, and you guys, have a good night. Man, I don't know about this Allen guy, but if I was responsible for starting World War III, I would be in way too bad of shape to go through all this shit.